Space Movements, April 2018. We're bringing more breaking news on what's going on around the world. Please hit that subscribe button above or below to stay up to date. Okay, now we're knowing what's going on with Syria. Okay, and Russia is pissed off at us. All right. So let's see what is happening. Because right now, Russia, China, North Korea, all right, the Axis, all right, are all moving the rest of their pieces in place. All right, folks, we're on the brinks of World War III. This is probably the beginning of World War III from the Syrian attack. Okay, just a few weeks ago, let's start over. All right. Just like a few weeks ago, Russia was ready to pull their troops out. America was ready to pull their troops out. All of a sudden, they raided Donald Trump's lawyer's office. That's against the lawyers and the private's individual rights. All right, folks. All right, for court. All right, now that's against the law. Where they found on Donald Trump, he done changed his mind, his whole demeanor, and now the New World Order has control. Or, let's be reasonable, what happens if this was the plot the whole time? Donald Trump is a billionaire, all right? I am neutral, but I know he is connected worldwide. He's in secret elite groups, all right, folks? And he might bend the puppets to bring this, all right? The way that they set it up, Donald Trump won the hearts of the conspiracy theory people, or for Make America Great Again. What happens if this was the ploy the whole time? But let's get back into it, because we're on the brinks of World War III. All right. Nikki Haley, all right, the ambassador to the UN for the United States of America, says more sanction against Russia is coming soon as Monday. And the reason for these sanctions is the support Russia's support for Assad's chemical weapons. All right. I think Syria was a false flag event. All right, folks. For the past few months, that's all they've been programming in the people's head from Britain, with the Russian double agent and his daughter getting poisoned. Chemical attack, chemical poison. And don't get me wrong, Russia could do it, but I highly doubt they did that. Russia was about to pull their troops out of Syria. United States, we're about to pull their troops. We're about to pull our troops out of Syria. Then all of a sudden, since we're winning against ISIS, and ISIS is almost all the way gone, Syria, we're about to bring our troops home. Russia about to bring their troops home. What happens? Assad, out of the middle of nowhere, really just dropped chemical weapons on his own people. As that's just crazy. That's like committing suicide. All right, he knew that was a red line if he did that, and that was just crazy. Donald Trump lawyer's office get raided. All of a sudden, he switched up his whole thing. Maybe they're threatening him. Maybe he's part of this whole scheme and ploy. I got different videos because I know Donald Trump ain't a good man myself. But I always stay neutral. All right, folks. But now we are definitely on the brinks of World War III. They're going to put more sanction on Russia. This is CNN Politics. They're talking about Nikki Haley says more sanction against Russia is coming soon. But everyone's waiting for that Russian response. All right. Russia, for the past few years, been giving anti-ballistic missiles to Syria. All right. And Friday night, when we launched our missiles, our Tomahawk missiles, in UK and France launched their missile, 73 out of 103 got destroyed. And the very next day, in the streets of Damascus and Syria, people were waving their flags because the majority of the missiles got destroyed. All right. It was basically punching a bully in the face a whole bunch of time so they could go down and shut up. But this time, punching the bully in the face, they didn't even flinch. All right, folks. And Russia didn't even do nothing because it was just a waste coup. But they said, they did warn us that there will be severe consequences. They might just drop off because it was just a bad ploy, bad missiles, but all of a sudden they're putting sanctions out. Now Russia, this is on Yahoo News, or as of April 16th, Russia sends warships with tanks towards Syria as Putin threatens chaos if another attack is launched. Russia has sent 2 warships carrying tanks and military equipment towards the Middle East following coordinated military action in Syria. The boats were spotted on the Bosphorus on Sunday as Vladimir Putin warned that the world would experience chaos if Syria was attacked again. All right. The vessels are believed to be making their way towards the Russian naval base at Tours on the northern coast of Syria. Images of boats and their cargo were posted on Twitter by naval observers based in the Bosphorus region. All right. And you can see the tanks. You can see all the cargoes that's heading towards Syria. All right, folks. The links are going to be at the bottom. And I believe Russia will respond. All right. I think Russia for a second was like, oh, we ain't going to respond to the United States, to the UK, or France. All right. Because their missiles got all interrupted. And yes, they hit abandoned buildings, basically, because they coordinated with Russia so Russia could move their troops and everything was okay. All right. Or maybe not. Because why else are they going to put more sanctions? They're trying to piss Russia off, who's ever's in control of this. All right. Let's move on next. China flaunts its supersonic missiles today. All right. That could reach U.S. territories and sink aircraft carriers around Guam. All right. So today, on April the 16th, China has shown off its latest nuclear capability missile billed as Guam Killer. And Guam is owned and is a region of the United States of America. It ain't part of our states, but it's a region, just like Puerto Rico is the Virgin Islands. They could allegedly take down ships in U.S. territory. A clip from its state broadcaster today shows the warheads being paraded in rows at the Rocket Force, a party the People's Liberation Army, which handles the country's growing missile arsenal. So, on top of this, China's actually showing support to Russia. All right. And what's crazy is we're on the verge of a global financial trade war. All right. North Korea had a private meeting with China. All right. Russia is sending warships, folks. China has sent warships in the Taiwan Strait because China has a thing called the One China policy that Donald Trump does not listen to, and made arms deal with Taiwan. So China is setting up drills right by Taiwan with 40 ships, including 1 aircraft carriers, and plus whatever else they're moving towards there, and doing drills in the South China Sea, while us, the United States of America, and our allies are doing more drills by the Korean Peninsula, by Japan. All right, folks. So Russia's moving their army towards Syria. And on the borders, you right know all those pieces that we right report on, a whole bunch of other chess pieces on the world map. All right. And then also China's moving and showing off their might. All right. Now let's get to North Korea. We haven't heard North Korea in a while, folks. But the Telegraph, North Korea warns UK against act of war. So North Korea thinks that the UK against act of war after Royal Navy deploy to enforce sanctions. All right, North Korea has accused Britain of an act of war for deploying warships off the Korean Peninsula to enforce international sanctions. Pyongyang hit back at an extremely provocative act after Britain announced last week that third vessel will be joining maneuvers to disrupt illicit trading between ships on open waters. Quoting a spokesman for the Korea-Europe Associate, the Korea Central News Agency said that intercepting vessels believed to be breaking sanctions is nothing short of an act of naval blockade, and an act of war undermines peace and stability on the Korean Peninsula. So on top of all this stuff today, North Korea accuses UK, because they're sending more ships over there to stop due to sanctions, to stop trade with North Korea. And remember, I thought we were at peace for a second with North Korea. I thought we were about to have this big meeting, Trump, North Korea, all that. But now North Korea is mad and now it's accusing the United Kingdom for an act of war. So I'm going to put warnings and watches that North Korea might launch another missile within the next week. I'm putting warnings and watches that Russia might do some crazy stuff around Syria in the next week. And I'm putting warnings and watches. China is the brains of it. China met with North Korea just a few weeks ago. All right, and had a sat down. And Kim Jong-un never left the country. Did no major meeting since he took office, except with Chinese president. All right, folks, we're on the brink of World War III. All right, and another thing in the stock markets after the Syria attack, if you look at it, all the military contractors' stocks rose today, from Lockheed Martin to Boeing to North Group Grumman. Just check it out yourself. Please hit the like and subscribe. This is the No Face Movement. We're going to stay up to date, but I'm putting warnings and watches. We are about to hit World War III. We already started World War III. All right. And my opinion is Donald Trump is part and always been part of the elite society that controls the world, and they always use him as a puppet. He got friends with Rockefellers. We knew that since the beginning. Check my older videos out. He got the spirit. He's part of that big chaotic spirit of the Antichrist around the whole world, because it's a spirit. All right, it means chaos, out of order. And the whole world right now is in chaos. All these world leaders are all causing chaos. All right, and it's part of this. It's that spirit that's around the whole land. This whole world just went bonkers. Please like, subscribe. This is the movement. Till next time. Facing off.